Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading's Miami office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Thursday, July the 11th, 2013, and here is today's midday market update brought to you by wallstreettrading.com. I want to first off by taking a look to see how the indices are trading so far for the session. The Dow's up 132, the Nasdaq's up 58 and a half, and the Russell is up close to 8.5, a little over 8.5 points, and the S&P's up 16.5. If we take a look at some of the commodities here, crude oil via the USO is down 41 cents. Gold via GLD's up $2.93. Gold minus GDX up $1.27. JJC copper up $1.21. Finally getting a bounce after showing a little bit of weakness to the other commodities here for the past 2 days or so. Silver picking up some steam today, up 81 cents. We're seeing some strength of the bonds today. TLT up 57 cents. The VIX volatility index down 40 cents. We're seeing some strength in the euro, some weakness in the dollar, and we're seeing a couple of key things going on here around in the sectors. We have the banks. They started off with a gap down. They rallied up a bit. Sorry, they started off with a gap up and they faded. Some of them have come off their lows, but now they're just trading sideways. But the banks, showed some weakness today. One of the weaker sectors out there are the banks. Again, some of them are back positive as they bounced off the lows. We're also seeing some weakness in the energy stocks, XLE. We're seeing some weakness in some retail stocks, XRT. Um, some sectors that are showing some strength. All right, and this is just based upon the change from open prices, and then of course looking around at a couple of names and stuff like that. We're seeing some strength in the IYR. We're seeing some strength in the home builders. We're seeing some strength in the semiconductor stocks. We saw a little bit of strength in some of the coal stocks. We actually caught a good trade in the BTU in our MyWallStreetTV.com live intraday chat room. Again, if you want access to that chat room to check out some of our trades intraday, as we call it out to you guys live and explain the trades as they go, as they're trading, contact me at ccooper at wallstreettrading.com, and I can give you the details. Or you can go to our website, wallstreettrading.com, and fill out the form on the right-hand side. It'll take you about 2 minutes, and maybe even less than 2 minutes, and then you'll get the email sent to you with the credentials to log in. Either way, let's go and break down the charts here, starting off with the SPY. You can see we gapped up. We gapped above that key 166 level that we've been talking about on the daily charts. We have resistance at 167. Also, we have some resistance from the opening price from today's session around 167.11. We hit a low today around 166.50 or so. So those are the real levels you want to be working off right now, at least before going into the afternoon session. The 167 area, then the 166.50 area down here. If you get above these highs, we can potentially make a nice little move higher, or back up towards the highs and make a nice little run. If not, we could go back to the bottom range. If we hold the bottom range down there one last time, then we could say that we're in the range, and then you want to watch that range. As far as the Nasdaq goes, again, the triple Qs are showing relative strength today to the other indices. The strongest index out right now is the Nasdaq. You can see we had this nice little tight range on the 15-minute chart of the Qs, holding the opening price, gave a buy trigger over this high, and we've been kind of just grinding higher since market action slowing down a bit. Some of these things are just hanging around. The IWM, we're starting to see it, starting to recognize that it's showing some relative weakness. You can see it has not even been able to make a higher high pivot. Just been in a nice little downtrend. This is the strongest index out there, so let's just probably get some profit taking fading a bit right now. But that's how the Russell 2000 is looking. Now, if we take a look at the ES, which is the screen that we use in our chat room, the screen that you're looking at right now, overnight, if I zoom out here on the chart, you can see overnight on the 5-minute chart, the ES, we were trading in a range between 1667.5 and 1663. All right, we were opened up near the top of the range here. They used that as an opportunity to sell the market back to the downside. Did a lot of shake and bake action here. All right, we ended up holding one of our support levels that we gave out in the room around the 1661. Again, you can see those levels that we give out. We put the levels out on the Facebook page. If you have not been to the Facebook page, check it out. It's Wall Street Trading, but those levels go out in the morning before they open. So we bounced right off the 1661 level. Nice expansion candle here, a little sideways bull flag that played out, but then the market got smacked down because momentum was dying down, and now we're putting in lower highs a bit there. So if we can hold above the 1663 level, that would be pretty good for the ES. We can make a move back up towards 1666. If we start holding below 1663, look for a move back towards 1661, and then we break below 1661 area. You want to watch those 1658, 1656s. You can see on the 50-minute chart, you can see a little bit better here without that much noise in the chart. You can see we've been trading in that little range again. Did a little shakeout action below 1663, then they rallied it right back up, and now we're back at the level. Again, the Nasdaq, all right, was a clue that was the strongest because the Nasdaq never broke down. If you take a look at the Nasdaq futures, they never broke, they never traded to the bottom of the range from the overnight session. And most of the indices, these three indices, the ES and Nasdaq and the Russell 2000, they traded in a bullish range overnight from the run-up that happened. So therefore, you would expect them to get some continuation to the top side, and the ES didn't get any continuation. The Russell 2000 didn't get any continuation, but the Nasdaq did. So Apple was one of the trades as well that right when the Nasdaq broke out, that thing just took off there, and it's a good trade that could have been had if you're paying close attention to it. Let's see here. As far as some stocks goes today, again, one stock that we traded today we did pretty well in was BTU. A nice little low risk calculated trade. Got involved around the 1591s. We were able to ride it up here towards these 1620s. We had about 10 cents, 12 cents risk. So it was a nice little 3-to-1 trade. I'm going to be looking at it again in the afternoon to see if it tries to put a higher low pivot in on the 50-minute chart for another move up. Again, these coal stocks and these basic material stocks that have been getting beaten down are potentially setting up some good depressed buys where you could buy them, hold them for a couple of days. Another stock that we're watching here, that I'm going to be watching here shortly in the afternoon session, is LVS. LVS, you can see the 5-minute chart on LVS has been holding this nice little bid down here around around 53.90 for majority of the day here. Put a higher pivot to low. It's going to trigger long over these 54.25s. That's the trade that we'll be watching for the afternoon. And then again, some of these other large cap tech stocks have been strong: Amazon, Apple, and Baidu. So keep an eye on those names. And keep an eye on the financials to get a clue what they're going to do here in the afternoon. Are they going to move back up towards the highs? Or they're going to roll back over towards the lows. That should be a sector that should be on your focus list because the sector's in play, and it should give you a nice little move in the afternoon. Have a great day, folks. Cheers.